Hi, I'm Kara Geddes. The story of my journey to becoming a teacher spans 31 years and roughly 3,000 miles. I grew up in Orlando, Florida, and I was homeschooled from preschool all the way up until I reached 9th grade. My mom was my educator, and even though I really wanted to be in regular school with my peers, I believe she did an excellent job teaching me at home. Luckily, we were part of a great homeschool group where we got to go on field trips and do things with other friends and families who were doing similar lessons that we were. So as much as I would have loved to be in a real classroom, I got plenty of time with my peers. And I felt like I had community. I also had some real incredible role models in that most of my family members are teachers. My father, he's a nurse, but he's a nurse educator. My mother taught in public school for many years. My grandmother was actually a language arts coordinator for Seminole County Schools in Orlando. And all three of my aunts taught English in public schools. I had a great uncle who taught at Smith College. It goes on and on. Everybody was passionate about education. So even though I didn't have a personal experience in an elementary or middle school classroom, I felt like I knew a lot about what went on in them from the teacher's perspective. When I entered public high school in 9th grade, I gained a whole new set of role models in just these wonderful teachers I was so lucky to have. For one, Mrs. Pittman, my AP literature teacher, Mrs. Chavez for sign language, and Miss Campbell for choir. These women were masters at teaching. They had high standards, but they also connected with us as students and made us feel really special. I'm still in touch with all three of them. And in high school, I also began nannying, as well as found that I just really love hanging out with kids. The responsibility and the creative play really suited me then and still do. You would think by high school I would have figured out that teaching might be a great career path for me, given my role models and influences and my obvious connection working with kids. But I also had another passion growing up, which was music. And so when it came time to choose what I was going to do, I chose music. I went to school for classical composition and classical singing, and lasted about 4 years until I dropped off and ran off to Nashville to play in studios and join a band. It was a lot of fun, but it did not pay well. I did have a studio gig, but in addition to that, I would play in hotel bars for tips. And when that didn't work, I also started nannying through a local nannying agency. And they got me a regular gig at a Montessori preschool Sunday school for an Episcopal church. And so every Sunday I was basically being a teacher, and I loved it. I felt like it rekindled that curiosity I had for the classroom experience that I felt like I never got, being homeschooled. So when my band at the time and I broke up, as well as my boyfriend at the time, I decided I'd take some time off and go to California, hang out with my family and sister, and I ended up meeting the man who became my husband. He's a great inspiration to me, and he encouraged me to go back to school and figure out what I wanted to do. And I spent time thinking about it and realized, just finally realized that, I think I would really enjoy teaching. And so I got my AA degree, my BA degree, and now I'm at Santa Clara getting my master's and credential. I want to teach for a lot of reasons, but one of the main ones is that I understand what it's like, and I understand what a gift it is to receive an education that is designed just for you, just for your interests. And while I can't homeschool every single student, I can bring that individualized intent to my lessons and my interactions with my students. I want to teach because nothing else I have done, aside from music, feels as fulfilling. My teaching personality. I love structure, but I also love creative expression. And my hope is to be a teacher that children look forward to seeing each day, A, because they feel safe with me and clear about what my expectations are for their behavior and what I want them to achieve. B, because I know they matter and they know that they matter to me and that I will value their contribution. In the next 5 years, I hope to be teaching at an elementary school. It's hard to pick a grade at this point in time. In the next 10 years, I hope to be at the same school. I want to grow with my school. I want to know my kids and their families. And I know I'll have different students each year, but I would love to be one of those special teachers who kids tell their siblings about and their parents cross their fingers they'll get. I want kids to say, I hope my kid is Guinness next year.